Thanks for dropping in. If you're looking for a French-inspired, Christmas-themed Christmas display, that was a lot of words, wasn't it? I hope I've got you covered. Or if you're getting married and you wanted something that's French-inspired or themed, this could be fantastic. I'm going to go along the Christmas theme, but you can eliminate some of the things and add your own stuff to just suit the design or whatever it is that's inspiring you to whatever you're having for your wedding. Now I've got this fabulous urn here, and I've just given it a bit of a lime wash, and I think there are, if you go back through, we'll put a link on to tell you what my recipe is for the chalk paint or the lime wash. What I've done here is I've just planted it. You could put it into a plant, but I've also shown you how to do these as well, but this is a slightly bigger one. I've just put some soil into the base of my container, and do make sure that whatever you're using, it does have drainage holes. These wire frames here you can get from the garden centre. They come in various sizes, and the general rule of thumb is, well, you know, I've talked about balance lots of times, but you don't want this to be oversized for this, because one, it could tip over, or it's going to look, this bit here is going to look just too much. So anyway, that's been in there for about maybe a year, and the great thing about ivy is that it grows really quickly. So if you wanted to use something like this for a wedding display and your wedding's say a year out, you could start and do this now and just get your urns, paint them up. Don't worry about them. And what I really love about the old pots is that sometimes they get that lovely mossiness on them. So these go on the south side of your house or somewhere in your garden if you've got room, and just plant it up a year in advance, and you've got your structure ready to go. And I love doing designing like this because it's really easy designing, and people will think you're terribly clever, but really all you've done is planted some ivy and just trained it around this lovely frame here. As I said, they come in different sizes and they come in different shapes, so you can get heart shapes, you can get the tall pyramid topiary shape, but this I thought would be really nice for what I want to do today. Now I've also got some artificial grape. You could use fresh grape if you wanted to. I've got some lovely blousy white roses, because I thought that when I think of France, I think of ivy, I think of grape or champagne, I think of big blousy roses, and I also think of Marie Antoinette. So I've got some pearls over here as well, which you could incorporate. I've got some butterflies, and I love those big bouffant hairdos that they had with the butterflies and birds and all sorts of things in them. Plus I've got some artificial rosemary, but you could also put fresh rosemary. Now I did hear not so long ago that if you're planting multiple plants into a pot, you do have to keep up the feed, because if you've got 2 or 3 plants there, they'll all be competing for food. And so I would be putting something like an Osmocote or a slow release fertilizer into this every couple of months, just to make sure that everything is getting nourished and is growing well. And just that if you're not into plants and you want to get into plants and you're not sure how to care for them, I always say to people, just think of a plant like a baby. A baby wouldn't like to have wet feet, a baby wouldn't like to be in a draft, a baby wouldn't like to be in this hot sun. And usually when you go to buy your plants, they will tell you that it usually has a care tag with it that will say it will love the full sun, or it will like semi-shade. So just have a wee read up and do ask the people at the garden centre, because that's their job. Okay, I've also got these lovely little leaves here. I love these leaves. I made these ages ago, and I think that they were for hanging room fragrances or car fresheners, and I made the leaves out of air dry paper. Was it air dry paper? Yes, it was. And I just put the grape leaf onto that, rolled it in, cut around it, and it's left the impression here of the lovely veins from the grape leaf. And I just thought that using the grape with the grape was a good idea if you're ever stuck and not knowing what to put with what, because I find with the emails I've been getting, a lot of people say to me, I don't know what to do, how to put them together. So just take yourself back to the country of origin, think of all the things that are synonymous with that country, and then theme accordingly. Now the other thing I did with this was I soaked a couple of tea bags in water until it was really strong, and then I just put a little bit of essential oil into that, put a hole into it so that it hangs, let it dry. And now I did these months and months ago, and the fragrance is still there. So, and putting the tea over it just gives it that lovely vintage antique look, and I thought that with the roses it would be a lovely complement. And also with the exterior colour of the urn, which is very classic French, and then these colours all together, the rose and these lovely vein leaves, plus a few butterflies. They were all sort of like the whites on whites on whites, or creams on creams, so they're all of that lovely monochromatic harmony. And the pearls also will give a little bit of a lustre in there and will give it a bit of life. Okay, so to start, because I've got the soil there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use the soil, and where I would use foam, I'm just going to use this and just bring that around and poke that end into there like so. And it's just pretty much to basically cover the soil. In fact, I need that to go around there just a little bit further. The other thing I've done in the past with designs like this is I've actually put in real grapes, so put the artificial in and then just wire the grapes so that the grapes hang down. Now I want to put quite a nice bunch or a good covering of the grapes. So I'm just going to use this and then just wind that around again so that I've got a nice thick covering, and then with the little artificial viney bits, just twist those around. So if you haven't got any wire, don't worry about it. Now that bit there wants to hang down, so I'm just going to let it hang down. Now I've got some lavender here, so I'm just going to push that into there. You could actually, as I said, you could plant that with the fresh lavender, but you're going to have to make sure that you get your times right for your wedding. So ask when you're buying your plants whether they are of, you know, is it going to be that time of year. Now with the roses, I'm just going to poke those in and around there so that cascades and comes down, and I've got a space over here, so I'm just going to bring that up and into there. I love those big blousy roses, they're gorgeous. Now with these little leaves here, I just want to, now this is where I've made a big mistake. One moment till I get them. I've made a big mistake that I've cut those too short, and I actually don't want to destroy any of those little leaves. So in cases like that, what I do is just get some little pieces of wire like so, bend that like so, bend that the other way like that, get your little leaf like that, and then going up into the structure and just suspending those from there. So I'll show you how to do that again. Bend it one way like a paper clip. You can also get, if you're into jewellery making, sometimes what I use is the little mechanisms that you get for making and suspending your earrings. They work equally as well as this does. Anyway, that's a bit too long. So that, and if you go back and have a look at that segment, because there are the fragrance, I think I put the fragrance, that recipe into it, but just as a nice little fragrance to just come through on the table could be really, really lovely. So putting that into there, and then I'll bring that to hang down into there, and I'm thinking I might just, actually I'll get another one of those. I'm thinking that I might just like to have that hanging down through the roses. So to do that, just do that, and then just press that into there like that so that hangs down, so that it's there but not there. And then with the butterflies, these could just be placed down the base into here, or you could actually put them in through the top, but I think that just for there for now will be fine. So there you have a French-inspired Christmas decoration with the Christmas display. If you wanted to, you could put the pearls into there, or just have those hanging down there, something sort of like really lovely shabby chic. But there you have it, just the concept for some, if you're looking for something that's a bit Christmassy. You could also put baubles into there, so there's no ends of things that you can do for that. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope I've stimulated you to continue your journey in design and to creating something that's going to be special and unique just to you. Thanks for watching. Merry Christmas, and I will see you another day.